Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the living room webinar. So great to be here. Hi, Em. How's it going?
Hi, Chris. It's going well. It's going really well. I'm excited for the holidays. I am ready to eat some turkey, and I feel like this year is flying by, and I cannot believe it's already November.
It's our seventh episode of the living room webinar. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot.
It's
It.
wild.
I do miss our in-person webinars, so you need to come back to Atlanta so we can be on the couch.
Yep, the couch is a great spot. So I will be returning to that, but we're making
Okay.
do. It's not bad. It's not terrible.
No, it's not. And we get to kind of be together while we're not together, which I love.
So true. I guess I just realized, we've been doing this for a minute, but our titles and what do you do at Welcome Home?
Oh, yes. I am our Vice President of Customer Success. So I manage our three departments on the CS side. We have our beautiful support team, we have our implementation team, and we have our customer success manager. So my job is to keep our clients happy.
And you do a pretty good job. We've got a lot of great Google reviews, don't we?
We do, and it's wild. SaaS technology companies shouldn't really have that many Google reviews. I feel like, that's for restaurants, but our customers love giving us feedback. And it's lovely to see. My favorite part about our Google reviews is that they have people's names in them. Shouts out the customer success manager, sometimes our support associate. Teddy always gets mad because he thinks that he should be shouted out. And it's really upsetting to him. So hopefully one day somebody will create a Google review with Teddy Helfrich's name in it.
One day, someday. That's so true. And I'm Chris Mormon, VP of Marketing. And so I love being on this team and getting to share those amazing Google reviews and all the other great things that you mentioned that happen in our industry. It's so exciting. There's a lot of good stories to tell. And that's kind of where the living room came from. Obviously, we're welcome home. So we love the idea of a living room and welcoming our guests. But even more than that, our relational industry is really strong. And like you said, it's not normal for a SaaS company to have reviews and to have that kind of interaction, but I think it says a lot about the kind of relationships that we have with our partners, with our clients, with our integration partners, all those people. And so that's why we
That's,
do living room.
that's right. And I love being here. And welcome to everybody. If this is your first or your seventh, we are so happy to have you. We've got a full packed episode like normal. It'll be rapid fire, quick segments, people in and out. You'll get to hear from our data team, our sales team, our CS team, but then also vendors in our space, but also our customers, and really just bringing the best of the industry to you guys in a really short, quick format.
So speaking of, let's go. Our first segment is called the future of our industry. Tell us a little bit about our first guest.
Oh my goodness. Well, this woman, Queen, on the screen that you can see now, Brooke,
Being
welcome.
on the screen, I kind of love that.
Yes, Queen on a screen. Brooke, tell us your title. Obviously, you are with the Claiborne Company, so give us a little bit about you, and then we'll jump right into our questions for you.
Yeah, sure. So I am the VP of Marketing. Chris and I share the best title ever, right, Chris?
Yes, we
For
do.
Claiborne, we are a senior living company based in the Southeast, 17 communities and growing. And I am super lucky to get to focus on the marketing side, but I partner with an amazing sales VP of sales. And I think between the two of us, we champion the Welcome Home platform. Hopefully, like we are your biggest and best champions. We've been in the industry collectively, the two of us, for gosh, almost 60 years. And I'm too young to say that, right? Because at
Yeah, so
25,
you contribute like what, 10 of those years, 5 of those years?
only 10
Yeah.
plus 10 plus like 7 or 8 more. But we're not going to do math today because that's a different data that I
Marketers
don't.
and customer service, that is not our world.
No, no public math for us.
Exactly. But so yeah, we've used so many different platforms as a company and just throughout the history of my career. And we have consistently steered whatever company, both Joe and I have steered those companies back to Welcome Home because it is the best in the industry by far, hands down. So I mean, not that you were looking for my plug or a plug for Teddy, which I'm happy to give Teddy. But yeah, so this is clearly a passion of mine, and love using the platform because whether it's sales or marketing, I think that Welcome Home really positions us as a company and our communities beautifully.
Amazing. So
And
as
sorry,
marketers,
Catherine, I don't have my tiara today. Hey, if I'd known that I was going to be the queen on the screen, I might have brought it.
we love that. So
Amazing.
yeah, Brooke. So as marketers, we love talking about like the different channels, right? Like lead sources. And I feel like today's show is brought to you by the letter A. And so the first, lead source that we want to talk about, this idea of aggregators. Talk to us about trends. Are they here to stay? Do you see them in the future? What are your thoughts around
Yeah.
that?
Well, and for those that were at Smash, this was like there were, as you mentioned, Chris, this is one of the hot A topics, and aggregators for sure. And Claiborne has taken a pretty strong position of we've eliminated them. And I know that there's a lot of other companies in the industry that have done the same or are looking to do the same. So, I think it's a challenging transition because we are so dependent on those leads and they do generate a lot of our leads. But I gotta tell you, I think that they're on the way out. I think that we as an industry, I think there are enough of us rallying around this topic that we are going to continue to see a shift away from, especially as we continue to delve into some of the other, technologies, capabilities, and other talents that our team have to drive lead generation organically. So, I think my theory last year, my motto was to clear the clutter, and using the lead aggregators was one way to clear clutter from not only our database, but from our sales team's desk and from their computer desktop, right? All of those leads that come in, how many of them actually convert?
Right.
So much wasted time, so much wasted time. So I think that it's a service to them and to us. You might see a dip in those leads, but goodness, were we moving those ones in anyway?
Right.
So
Quality,
I think
quantity, right? Yep.
exactly. So it looks a little scary sometimes, but I think again, as an industry, I think we're beginning to see more and more teams champion the elimination of aggregators, and it's only to, in my mind, to help provide a better experience for our customers across the board, right? I know that that's not what they would say, and I'm sorry for any lead aggregator champions out there, but I know this has enabled our teams to really focus on those prospects who are truly quality and ready to make a move.
Well, the chat's on fire, so you got some good response from that.
All right. Well, I'm always open to conversations about lead aggregators and how we eliminated them, but that's a whole other subject, right?
I think a lot of people are going to be hitting you up on LinkedIn after that, trying to get your secrets. So, well, thank you for that. I think it's super interesting to think about that. I think it's a polarizing topic, definitely still, but we're definitely getting, I feel like more people pushing towards that way. So in the interest of time, but also I think this is really interesting topic because it is the buzzword of the year, will be the buzzword of the next 20 plus years. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. It is AI. And we all just got back from Smash. We talked about it a lot, but I think there's a lot of unknown and what's going to happen. And, a lot of tech companies are talking about the future of AI. What do you think as a sales and marketing leader, how are you approaching this with your sales team when you think about AI and how it's going to impact technology in the future?
Yeah. Well, I think that, we talk, and it's funny because you have data, I'm seeing data, because that's what Welcome Home is so strong with, right? It's the collection of data, but it's only as good as the individuals, like the actual points the individuals are entering into the platform, and which is going to be what drives the AI capabilities in the future. And how it looks there are still unknowns, but I think that we're in this really wonderful position to begin to continue to build. We should already have it, but we should be continuing to build the structure for the amazing things that AI is going to do for us. And I know, there's some things that Welcome Home has been working on that we have really been trying to prime the pump for our sales teams to say, like, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out, right? The more
Yep.
yes, the more data, the more information that you put into the platform, the better the AI suggestions that are going to come out. It's the more keywords that we'll be able to pull, and the more direction, and the smarter our sales process will be in the future. Again, like you said, what is it? I think that there's so many things still developing, and we've barely hit the surface. But even just from the using the different technologies of the call recording and emailing in and out through the platform, so many people think like, oh, well, I just want to do it out of Outlook. Well, do it in the system, because all of that is going to come together, and it's going to help you, like it already does, right? Help you like lead score and suggest next steps, and like, again, highlight what you should be talking about, what questions you should be asking, all of those things. I think they're brilliant, right? And it's not a complicated AI. Everyone, I think, overcomplicates it sometimes, and it doesn't have to be that scary. So I do, and again, I know that's like just the tip of the iceberg, but I think, in relation to what Welcome Home is doing and how we're encouraging our sales teams to kind of lean into it, I think it's a very exciting future, and I don't think it's as scary as it sounds or looks.
I just love your take. I think, there's not much that, I mean, as a technology company, there's a lot we can do, but we're always looking at the input, how accurate is the AI? And if you don't have the inputs, you don't have the AI behind it.
Yes.
So everybody, please take that away from this webinar. If you can do nothing else with AI, prepare your sales team, prepare your databases, prepare the inputs so that the outputs are accurate and helpful. Brooke,
We'll let you do the rest of it, right?
thank
We'll let
you.
you do, yes, you do the rest. We'll just get the inputs.
That's right. That's right. I think our AI architect is loving this conversation if she's listening. So,
Yep.
well, Brooke, thank you so much. You have been always such a lovely partner to us and for us. You make us better. And thank you for spending time on the living room and
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thanks, Brooke. Have a good one. All right. That was fantastic.
So good.
And next,
what's our next guest? Yeah.
oh, she's back. She's amazing. She's another queen. We have Elena from our customer insights team.
Yes,
Welcome.
Elena.
Hello.
Because we
How's
don't
everyone?
math, but Elena and the data team, they take math to the next level. And
I
so
was
we're
gonna
always
say,
thankful for people that take all that data and make sense of it for us.
exactly. That's exactly what we're here for.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, we've got our Q3 benchmarks out. So exciting. Those dropped in October. We're going to put the link in the chat, and say we're going to jump into our data drop topic for Q3, which is the connection stage. So go ahead, download the link in the chat so you can follow along with us. The connection stage is what fits between our initial inquiry and the pre-tour phase, and around 80% of Welcome Home operators utilize the connection stage. So that really gives sales directors an idea if the prospect is a real fit for the community before they dive deeper and spend more time nourishing the lead. Plus, adding that connection stage is going to allow for some more detailed reporting in Welcome Home, which you love. We always love better insights, so you can see those trends between that initial inquiry and pre-tour stage.
So great. All right, Elena, but what makes the connection stage stand out?
I'm really glad you asked, because not all communities use the same methods to advance prospects from inquiry to the connection stage. But at Welcome Home, we really encourage you to make this a genuine and meaningful interaction, whether it's through a phone call or a meaningful text. We want it to be more than just checking a box so that prospect feels special. Ideally, it's a conversation that establishes a real connection, one where you can gain some notes to nourish those onto the pre-tour stage, but we actually aren't connecting with all of our leads. So across those communities utilizing the connection stage, we're able to connect with about 80% of leads. So 20% remain stuck at the inquiry stage.
Wow, that is wild. And if you don't have the connection stage, you absolutely should. And Elena, I would love to kind of hone in on that. So tell us a little bit more about some of the other patterns that you found when you were looking at this analysis, because it's such a cool analysis.
Yes, so we looked at leads that close at the connection stage to explore why they close. And we actually found some really cool patterns. I think we're going to try and drop a poll in the chat for all of you and want to ask, what
It
is the
wouldn't be
most,
a data dive segment without a poll. Come on,
I
let's
gotta
do a
have a
poll.
poll to collect
Gotta
more
have a
data,
poll.
Chris.
That's right.
Elena's like the living room guest that brings the game to the living room. It's like,
That's
all right,
right.
we got a game. So let's
But
do
circling back to Brooke, it's about the input. We need inputs. This is part of that.
it.
Exactly.
We go. People are answering.
Amazing.
Awesome. So what's the most common reason leads close at the connection stage? What do y'all think?
We're at 50% participated so far. Come on, guys, we can do better than that.
I'm
Oh.
gonna go with no further contact. Maybe people are looking and then when they realize that someone's actually gonna call them, they freeze up.
I'm gonna go with I already looked at the answer, so I'm not gonna be a cheater.
Oh, well,
Well, answer is financially unqualified. And so that
No.
pattern actually makes a lot of sense when we start looking at lead reason. So we got 50% saying financially unqualified. Amazing. Some of you might have already had a sneak peek at the report. That would give you the right answer with this one. So if you take a look at the data, you'll see that most common reason is financial reasons. That's 1 in 5 leads closing at the connection stage for financial reasons. And once we look into that by lead source, we see how much influence there is at the connection stage. So I'm going to chat through some aggregator and online trends really quickly, and then we will jump to the next segment. But for aggregators, the most common close reason is chose another community. The second most is not responsive, followed by location. So this makes sense with our aggregators because these leads are competitive. They're sent to many communities, regardless of how ready they may be for senior living. We're not really sure if their location preferences always align. So really encourage you all to target leads who are truly ready and ensure their location criteria matches up with your community, especially for those aggregator leads.
so
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
go ahead.
for our online leads, online is an interesting story and it looks differently than our aggregators. So the most common reason online leads close at the connection stage is they're not financially qualified, which matches up with our top overall close reason. And we know online makes up a huge chunk of leads, so that kind of flows. But this really highlights the importance of price transparency, especially when it comes to websites. I know that's a hot topic in senior living too that we're still diving into. But if you've got that price transparency, it really allows prospects to understand the value of senior living and ensures sales directors aren't spending too much time with unqualified leads.
amazing.
Yeah, and there's even more in the report that I'd love to dive into, but go check out to learn more about non-professional and professional referrals. We break those down at the connection stage and check out our best practice section as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Elena. And we have another exciting announcement. We are going to our data team is going to be on the next Rubric Know Your Audience Data Challenge. And so we're dropping that registration link. We're excited to, collab with them. They're a great partner of ours. And I know Elena and co are working hard to put together a really fun data challenge for all of those of you out there that are in sales and love a good competition. So suggestion, may need to download that Q3 benchmark and get ready.
Exactly. That's going to give you a leg up.
Amazing. Well, thank you as always, Elena, for the amazing insights. All the links are dropped in the chat and we will see you on the next living room.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Elena.
you.
All right, Chris, what's next?
Next, we've got our Great in the Neighborhood segment. And this neighbor has probably come the farthest that any in the neighborhood segment has ever come. She is all the way from Canada. We are so excited to have Sonia from Active Demand. Let's give a warm living room welcome for Sonia. Sonia, great to have you here.
I am so happy. Thank you for having me, Chris and Emily. It's a pleasure.
We love the Active Demand team, but for those people on this call who might know anything or very little about Active Demand, Sonia, why don't you give us just a quick overview of what is Active Demand?
And I love the segue because Brooke spoke about the importance of data and data hygiene and how you don't want to clutter your database. Well, Active Demand is an all-in-one senior living platform. It combines marketing automation, customer data management, and it integrates with your CRM. So it's essentially between your digital leads and your CRM, and it filters and through workflow, really make sure that there is always cleanness of your database for the prospect that are not yet ready to engage in sales. So we're known for our marketing automation tool set used by marketers really to track, engage, nurture the large audience of population that's not yet ready to fill that form. How do we engage with them? So whether you think of form lead processing or even our website virtual assistant, there's more than 10 key features used by senior living operators within Active Demand. So we
Yeah, that
are
was going
built.
to be my comment. It's like, I know that there's some other marketing automation platforms. We won't name them, but look at this beautiful rebrand, Active Demand. Why is it so important for senior living operators? Like why would they consider Active Demand? What stands out?
What stands out is that we are built with a multi-community approach, just like your CRM. Each CRM database is unique for the community it serves. And we work closely with the CRM. Not only do we push leads in, but we gather the insight and the data and the AI information that you're going to put in there to remarket and build out drip campaign and leverage that bi-directional information. Marketers can now make strategic decision on budget allocation because they know how many tours, move-in leads were generated and went all the way in the platform, and we can then optimize and refine the campaign. So it's really the tool to enable marketers to make strategic decisions based on true PPI. We want to know what's working and what's not, and close the sales and marketing loop altogether.
I was just going to say that there's so many people out there who, the marketing has one side of the story, sales has the other side of the story. You have to integrate them to understand if your efforts are truly working and driving move-ins. So we love a bi-directional integration and feeding that data back into marketing automation. So, people that are on this call who have never thought about marketing automation or who have never went down that path, how do you start and where do you start when it comes to a marketing automation platform?
Well, it is very easy because we are integrated with WelcomeHome as your CRM. You either speak to Active Demand team or to your WelcomeHome, point of contact, whether it's in the customer success team if you're already a client, or with your sales team if you're thinking of onboarding with WelcomeHome, and you just add the marketing automation platform to your CRM stack. So it's that easy. Our two system will be connected with both of our teams working together. We do this all the time. Implementation, onboarding, and training will be provided, and it's going to be really seamless for you to go forward and adjust. Every campaign or every strategies you want to put in place. It's limitless. It's robust, and it's there for you to achieve your goals.
Amazing. Yeah. And like Sonia mentioned, if you are interested if you're a current client, reach out to your customer success manager at WelcomeHome. If you're a prospect, just make sure to bring that up in the sales process. And yeah, we love the integration. Our teams work so well together. Our implementation teams work hand in hand. Our CS teams work hand in hand. It's a true partnership. So we're very thankful to have you guys.
And I'm so thankful for having both of you as my
Thanks for coming all the way from Canada to sit in the living room with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Sonia. So good to see you. All right, and there is a link that we just dropped, so you can visit Active Demand's website for more information. Again, you can also reach out to a WelcomeHome representative. This next segment is my favorite.
Come on.
If you guys are WelcomeHome clients and you reach out to support, Pierce. If you watch our videos, Pierce.
There
Pierce.
he is. Handyman Pierce,
Hello.
welcome.
Hi, glad to be back.
Pierce, I need to ask you a quick question. Is that your hat or is that the baby's hat that is in the office?
No, this is actually my own hat.
Okay,
I
great.
got this for myself.
We upgraded from the child's hat that came with the toy from one
That's
of our
right.
kids. I love
And
it.
then I updated with the reflector vest too.
Oh, you're right. You
You're
are.
ready to go.
Oh my goodness. All right, Pierce, go ahead and kick us
Yeah,
off.
what
What
do
do
we
you
got
got
today?
for us today?
All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let me pull this up. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to give a little shout out and a plug to our support team. So if you don't know, we put together a resource center for Welcome Home, and it's a great, amazing tool. It has kind of your one-stop shop for everything. So here in the bottom left-hand corner of Welcome Home, you can click on it, and this resource center is going to provide you product updates, support library. So if you are ever interested in looking up articles, or maybe you're trying to like solve an issue, you can look in our support library. There's home development videos that I put together that I'm releasing on like a monthly basis for your utility. So you can check those out as well. And then our amazing industry data and benchmarks are also listed in there as well. And then if you want to contact us, our email and phone is in there as well. So you can also just click anything with the product updates and check that out from our resource center. So next, I want to hit on a little bit of our reports. So I was on a phone call recently with a client, and she was trying to check out occupancy month over month. So let's go into this report. And if you're looking at this, it's kind of just a lot of information in your face. It's kind of cumbersome. And she was kind of like, I kind of want to give these to my supervisor, but how do I do that in kind of like a creative, fun way? Is there like a graph that I can build out? And yes, there is. If you
Yes.
don't know, there is the visualizations tab. So basically that occupancy month over month, you can come down here into the visualizations, and that's going to generate that graph for you. So here, I built out a little bit of a 10 community platform. So this is the occupancy month over month for those 10 communities. You can come in here and you can see the overall data, the average for assisted living, independent living, memory care, and it's all in just a beautiful, simple format of just a line graph you can show. And if you want to filter by specifics, you can click off your assisted living and memory care, so you can only see your overall or independent living. Maybe you want to dive into maybe only one community. If you select the little community bar up here and switch that over, that's going to show you for Morningside of Bel Air, that's just only going to show you that community. So you can get down to even just one single community as well, instead of the overall arching. And then if you ever need to like kind of highlight and pinpoint, like, well, what does this statistic mean on the graph? You can just click it and hover over it, and then that will show you the data metrics for that, that spot. And then lastly, you can actually copy and download that report and screenshot to your computer. So if you ever want to download it, save it, send it off to an email to your friend, your supervisor, whoever. And then you
What
can
friend
also
doesn't
copy
want
it and
this
just
report?
copy and paste it.
Love that.
Next, we're going to go into our prospects page. So we just recently updated the prospect creation flow, and we wanted to make it a little bit more simple for y'all. If we click in here and you notice at the top, there used to be actually 6 steps to this prospect wizard. Well, now there's only an improved 4. So before, the contact information used to be its own section. We kind of smushed that together and added it here to that prospect page right here. I'll just quickly add in that information. Let's scroll on down. And then also this influencer information used to be on its own separate page, but we kind of just supplemented that in and pushed that over into the prospect page as well. So all of that is just cohesive, it's together, and it's not too many steps now. It's all short, sweet, and to the point.
Yep. And another benefit of that is duplicate check earlier in the
Yes.
process and your influencers as well. So super exciting.
Absolutely. It's huge. And then next, last little update, I'm just going to go ahead and skip on through here. We also added to the end of this, if you didn't notice, that before we only had a schedule and activity. So before, if you had probably completed an activity in the past, well, you didn't have the option to log anything. Well, now you do. So right here, you have a schedule an activity at the last next steps. I'll put that in there. And then you can just click on the log an activity. So if you completed an email, a call, maybe you were texting this prospect before they even came into the system, you can now log that in here. And when we hit finish, that's going to be completed on that prospect profile for you. So just right here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that that next activity that you scheduled was coming up. And then anything that you added, that last activity will be shown there as complete. And then that next last spot I want to talk about for the holidays. They're coming up. And if you are like me, I love writing personalized letters to friends, families, any loved ones. And I'm just going to show you a quick little tip of maybe do you want to print your address labels directly? I think that's a great idea. So we
I
can
think
go
it
in
is a
here.
great idea.
We're going to click that little box right there to the next to the score column. This is going to highlight the first 25 of your page. However, let's say you have, in this case, 30 prospects, or maybe you have hundreds. You want to make sure if you want to select all of them, you hit that select all button. And then once you've selected your criteria, go over to that button and print address labels. Here, it's just a simple two-step process. Who do you want to generate your address labels for? In this case, maybe we want to only send it to our influencers. So we can just toggle those off. We can hit next. And then right there in that big old green button, we'll just download the address labels straight to your computer. And that's it. You can just print them off in your printer at your office, your home, and then you can just take those and add those to your mailing letters.
Yep. And in Avery format. So
Yep.
perfectly ready for those labels. Well,
Brought to
Pierce,
you by the letter A. Great.
that's right. Pierce, thank you so much. If you are a client, you haven't checked out the Resource Center, please do. It is amazing. The support team has worked so hard on getting you guys some really quick resources at the tip of your fingers. And Pierce, thank you as always.
Thanks,
It's been awesome.
Piers.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All
All
right,
right,
our
Michael
last little
Moy.
yeah, Piers talked about holidays. We got a special guest, Michael Moy, coming on to give us some fun facts. Michael, what do we got?
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I didn't have my welcome home swag, but I did come with the plan B of rocking some holiday
Love
uh
it. Love
cheer
it.
here. It says that your gift is in fact in the litter box. So
Oh,
that
lovely.
cool. All right. So with the holidays in mind here, I wanted to come with the 5 interesting facts on the holidays. So let's get it, and let's start with number 1 in Thanksgiving. So for when you're eating, when you are consuming all that goodness, right, for Thanksgiving, just out of a guess, I'd be curious to get y'all's input on this, but how many calories do you think that we are uh, consuming throughout the day for Thanksgiving? Feel free to go into the comments, guess how many. We'll give a couple seconds here, and then we'll talk about some ways that we can burn off those calories as well. So the final answers, yeah, calories actually don't count. So they're all just ghost calories. It's 4,500 calories throughout the day. So if you wanted to walk for 5 hours or bike for 6 or take 50 tours, that's around how many times that you will need to do to burn off those calories that you ate at Thanksgiving.
Wow. Looking forward to it, to be honest.
Alarming, but yes.
Oh,
No regrets.
No regrets.
So the
not a
second
single
one,
turkey leg.
not a single turkey leg. Well, okay, great segue into this next one.
Perfect.
Is one of the founding fathers actually wasn't super fond of our bird choice of our national bird, the bald eagle. Benjamin Franklin actually thought that the turkey was a much more respectable bird in a letter to his daughter. So the next time that you could call it a turkey, I would actually consider that more of a compliment than a negative connotation. So take that with a grain of salt.
Interesting. All right.
The Macy's Day Parade once included live animals, which is actually asinine to think about. The Macy's Day Parade originally featured live animals from the Central Park Zoo, like camels, like elephants, like bears. Didn't last long, as you could imagine why. But I think the viewership is down for the Macy's Day Parade, so I actually think that they should probably bring it back just to see if it
Is there a
spikes.
correlation? We don't know, but it could
Tell
be.
me. You tell me. Okay, moving on to Christmas. So actually, Christmas in Japan means Kentucky Fried Chicken. Everyone loves KFC in Japan. So thanks to a 1974 campaign called Kura Sumasu ni wa Kentucky, which means Kentucky for Christmas.
I didn't know that Moy was getting on here and speaking Japanese today. This was wild.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the more you know, right? So many Japanese families actually order KFC, so much so, and it's so popular that they actually reserve that chicken months in advance. So it is kind of crazy to think about, but KFC, Japan, match made in heaven.
Love it.
All right.
And
Best of
then
luck.
last one is that Rudolph was created actually as a afterthought. I know that's kind of sad, but he was more of a gimmick than anything. So the red-nosed reindeer wasn't actually a part of Santa's sleigh team. He was created in 1939 by a copywriter at Montgomery Ward, which is a department store. It was more geared towards the coloring book for a holiday promotion. So little did
Marketers
they know.
marketing is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
come up with some things.
Shout out to the marketers, Sonia, Brooke, Chris. You basically created Rudolph.
Where is the Rudolph of senior living? We don't know. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, Michael, great facts. We're very excited to kick off the holiday season with those amazing facts. So thank you for being with us. And I know we have kept everybody a few minutes late, so we will wrap it up. As always, thank you guys so much for spending some time with Chris and myself and our fantastic guests. We do have one last little announcement for those of you who stayed on with us. Chris, I'm going to let you kick it off.
Sure. We are so excited. So, as always, we have been listening to our amazing customers. Welcome Home was founded with that. And as we mentioned up front, Emily was first hire instrumental in continuing to pay attention to what was happening in the industry. And one of the things that we noticed was a lot of senior living CRM users were also involved in home care. And so we are excited. We currently we have customers that are in the home care, and we have tailor-made, we have custom built a version of Welcome Home CRM now specifically for home care. So we are excited to continue to share the good news that the home care CRM is live and in action.
Yes, we have people on it. We have people supporting it. We have a beautiful product. So if you have friends or peers in the home care industry, please let them know about Welcome Home, the home care CRM. We have, for our senior living folks, we are committed fully to having the best senior living CRM. And what we found is most of the features that are helpful for home care customers are helpful for senior living customers as well, which is why you've probably seen, if you're a customer of ours, a lot of development on the refer side of things. So we are committed to keeping both products innovative and above the curve and being the first to innovate. This was just a very natural transition for us and a natural industry for us to join. So tell your friends, it is no longer a secret. We are letting the cat out of the bag, and we're really excited for this new journey for our company, and hope that some of you guys join us if you have home care ties or home care businesses.
Love it. Well, thanks, Em. Thanks all the guests that were in the living room today. As always, great show. Thanks for hanging in there. Most everybody stayed till the end, so we really appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving, and we will catch you guys in December.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone.